So let's have a cheeky chat about the difference between strength endurance, power endurance, maybe even agility. We'll address that. So what is the difference, and yeah, pretty much what's the difference between them, and why, even though things like strength, endurance and power are important for skiing performance, why I really strongly suggest that we start with strength. So strength is the amount of force a human being can produce. Power is the amount of force that a human being can produce at speed. Strength endurance, I think people get a little bit confused with this one because it's not, about doing a movement over and over again. Like 100 air squats is not really strength endurance, that's cardio. Being able to squat your body weight for 20 reps, that's strength endurance. It's strength endurance. So this is being able to produce a lot of force over and over again. So we have strength, force production, power, force production at speed, strength endurance, force production over and over again. Power endurance is force production at speed over and over again, and agility is force production in variable planes of movement when presented with an unpredictable stimulus. So when you're starting, don't overcomplicate it. Everything is a progression from strength, just basic force production. Just be able to produce force in simple movement patterns with good form, and do that first, and then you can delve into force production at speed, force production lots of times, force production in different planes of movement, then add an unpredictable stimulus. Yeah, I think that simplifies it quite nicely. And then we've got the human movement variability crew, who are correct in that the human musculoskeletal system is incredibly complex and has an incredibly variable potential for movement, and it is healthy and a good idea to explore those, absolutely. And maybe if you've got someone who isn't involved in sport and not bothered about athletic performance, movement variability can be a step one for them. But when it comes to sporting performance, a lot of what we do is teach people to absorb and produce force, and you need to start in simple, straightforward movement patterns. You take a beginner, Jemima from friggin' Birmingham, she's 18, she just signed up to her gap course. I ask her to perform a bodyweight squat in the gym, her feet roll in, one knee goes in, one knee goes out, hips go back, it's all over the place. She has no control. Initially, my job is to remove movement variability, teach her to absorb and produce force in simple, straightforward movement patterns, and then once she's great at that, we can add in movement variability. You can add in different angles, different positions, different, this, that and the other. But your starting point when it comes to improving sporting performance and making people safe in sport is teach them to control movement in simple movement patterns, and then go crazy with your variability. But they have to be able to do that first. Movement variability is important. It's great. It's incredibly broad. It's not your step one.